Python is an interpreted, high-level, general-purpose programming language. It is dynamically typed and garbage collected. Python was conceived in the 1980s as a successor to the ABC language, and Python interpreters are available for many operating systems. Python was conceived in the late 1980s by a man named Guido van Rossum at CWI in the Netherlands. It is capable of exception handling and interfacing with the Amoeba operating system. Python 2.0 was released in 2000 with many major new features, including a cycle detecting garbage collector and support for Unicode. Python 3.0 was released in 2008 and was supposed to replace Python 2.7. However, Python 2.7's end of life date was postponed to 2020 out of concern that a large body of existing code could not easily be forward ported to Python 3. Python is a multi-paradigm programming language, and it uses dynamic typing, a combination of reference counting, and a cycle detecting garbage collector for memory management. Python's design offers some support for functional programming in the Lisp tradition. The language core philosophy is summarized in the document The Zen of Python, which includes maxims such as beautiful is better than ugly, explicit is better than implicit, simple is better than complex, complex is better than complicated, and readability counts. Rather than having all of this functionality built into its core, Python was designed to be highly extensible. Python's developers strive to avoid premature optimization and reject patches to non-critical parts of the CPython reference implementation that would offer marginal increases in speed at the cost of clarity. An important goal of Python developers is keeping it fun to use. A common neologism in the Python community is Pythonic, which can have a wide range of meanings related to program style. Users and admirers of Python, especially those knowledgeable or experienced, are often referred to as Pythonists, Pythonistas, and Pythoneers. Now, Python is meant to be an easily readable language, and it uses white space indentation rather than curly brackets or keywords, and that's to delimit blocks. Python statements include the assignment statement, the if statement, the for statement, the while statement, the try statement, the rate statement, the class statement, the def statement, the with statement, the pass statement, the assert statement, the yield statement, the import statement, and the print statement. Python does not support tail call optimization or first class continuations, and according to Rossum, it never will. Some Python expressions are similar to languages such as C and Java, while some are not. Addition, subtraction, and multiplication are the same, but the behavior of division is different. From Python 3.5, the new @infix operator was introduced for matrix manipulation. There is syntax to compare by value versus Java, which compares numerics by value and objects by reference. Python was the first, or one of the first languages to literally use and, or, and not for its Boolean operators, and it has a type of expression termed list comprehension. Anonymous functions are implemented using lambda expressions, while conditional expressions in Python are written as X if C else Y. Python makes a distinction between lists and tuples, and it features sequencing unpacking where multiple expressions, each evaluating to anything that can be assigned to it, and are associated in the identical matter to that, forming tuple literals, and as a whole are put on the left hand side of the equal sign in an assignment statement. Python also has array index and slicing array expressions on lists as a feature. Python has a string format operator and has various kinds of string literals, including strings delimited by single or double quote marks, triple quoted strings, and raw string variables. In Python, a distinction between expressions and statements is rigidly enforced, in contrast to other languages as Common Lisp, Scheme, or Ruby. Statements cannot be a part of an expression, so lists and other comprehensions or lambda expressions, all being expressions, cannot contain statements. Methods on objects are functions attached to the object's class, and Python uses duck typing and has typed objects but untyped variable names. Python has the usual C language arithmetic operators, rounding towards negativity, though different from most languages, adds consistency, and Python provides a round function for rounding a float to the nearest integer. Python allows Boolean expressions with multiple equality relations in a manner that is consistent with general use in mathematics. Python has extensive built-in support for arbitrary precision arithmetic. Due to Python's extensive mathematics library and the third-party library NumPy that further extends the native capabilities, it is frequently used as a scientific scripting language to aid in problems such as numerical data processing and manipulation. Python's large standard library, commonly cited as one of its greatest strengths, provides tools suited to many tasks. Now, some parts of the standard library are covered by specifications, but most modules are not. As of 2018, the Python Package Index, the official repository for third-party Python software, contains over 130,000 packages with a wide range of functionality, including graphical user interfaces, web frameworks, multimedia, databases, networks, test frameworks, automation, web scraping, documentation, system administration, scientific computing, text processing, and image processing. Most Python implementations include a read eval print loop, permitting them to function as a command line interpreter for which the user enters statements sequentially and receives results immediately. Other shells, including IDLE and IPython, add further abilities such as autocompletion, session date retention, and syntax highlighting, as well as standard desktop integrated development environments. There are web browser-based IDEs as well. CPython is the reference implementation of Python. PyPy is a fast, compliant interpreter of Python 2.7 and Python 3.5. Stackless Python is a significant fork of CPython that implements microthreads, and MicroPython and CircuitPython are Python 3 variants optimized for microcontrollers. Python's development is conducted largely through something called the Python Enhancement Proposal Process, the primary mechanism for proposing major new features, collecting community input on issues, and documenting Python design decisions. Enhancement of the language corresponds with development of the CPython reference implementation. CPython's public releases come in 3 types, distinguished by which part of the version number is incremented. They are backwards incompatible versions, major or feature releases, and bug fix releases. Many alpha, beta, and release candidates are also released as previews and for testing before final releases. The The community of Python developers has also contributed to over 86,000 software modules as of 2016 to the Python Package Index, which is the official repository of the third-party Python libraries. The major academic conference on Python is called PyCon. Now, Python's name is derived from the British comedy group Monty Python, whom Python creator Guido van Rossum enjoyed while developing the language. The prefix pi is used to show that something is related to Python, opposite to my initial thoughts, where I thought pi was related to 3.14. Now, Python API documentation generators, they include Sphinx, Epidoc, Heterodoc, and PyDoc. And since 2003, Python has consistently ranked in the top 10 most popular programming languages in the TIOBE Programming Community Index, where, as of 2018, it is the third most popular language behind Java and C. An empirical study found that scripting languages such as Python are more productive than conventional languages such as C and Java. For programming problems involving string manipulation and searching a dictionary, and you use Python. And these studies are determining that memory consumption was often better than Java and not much worse than C or C++. Large organizations that use Python include Wikipedia, Google, Yahoo, CERN, NASA, Facebook, Amazon, Instagram, Spotify, and smaller entities like ILM and ITA. Python can serve as a scripting language for web applications. Libraries such as NumPy, SciPy, and Matplotlib allowed the effective use of Python in scientific computing, with specialized libraries such as BioPython and Astropy providing domain-specific functionality. Python has been successfully embedded in many software products as a scripting language, including finite element method software as Abacus, 3D parametric modelers like FreeCAD, 3D animation packages such as 3ds Max, Blender, Cinema 4D, Lightwave, Houdini, Maya, Modo, Motion Builder, Softimage, the visual effects composition maker Nuke, 2D imaging programs such as GIMP, Inkscape, Scribus, and PaintShop Pro, and musical notation programs like ScoreWriter and Capella. Commonly used, Python is present in artificial intelligence projects with the help of libraries like TensorFlow, Keras, and Scikit-learn. Many operating systems include Python as a standard component, and it ships with most Linux distributions such as Amiga OS 4, FreeBSD, NetBSD, OpenBSD, and Mac OS, and can be used from the command line directly. Python is used extensively in the information security industry, including exploit development, and most of the Sugar software for that project, One Laptop Per Child, is now developed at Sugar Labs, where they use Python to write their code. LibreOffice also includes Python, and it intends to replace Java with Python. Python's design and philosophy have influenced many other programming languages.